Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the features in iOS 11 that Apple copied from Android. I'm actually glad that Apple copied these features from Android because this does make iOS 11 a lot better compared to the previous versions. With that being said, Android definitely deserves some credit here, so yeah. Alright guys, first one is the one-handed keyboard thing that they've added with the iOS 11 keyboard. It is extremely similar to the Samsung keyboard that I have on my Galaxy S8. So basically, we have this globe here on the iPhone. So you hold on it and it gives you this option. So we have this left keyboard thing and this right keyboard thing. Look at this. If I do the same here on my Galaxy S8, of course, it gives some more options. But you go here and look at that. It is so similar and obvious that Apple copied it here from Samsung keyboard. Now, despite that, this feature still works better on the Samsung keyboard here. So you can press this to go to the right, or you can do this to go to the left. So it doesn't go back like it does on the iOS 11 keyboard. To go back to the full keyboard, you actually have a separate full screen button here. So you press that and you go back to that. And this is pretty obvious one that I first noticed, taken straight from Android. Next up, we have the advanced screenshot thing with iOS 11. So if I take the screenshot, it quickly gives me this quick little glanced version of the screenshot, and I press on it and I immediately get some tools to work on. Like I can crop it, I can add my signature, I can add my text, I can encircle things. So this is very similar to what we had on Android for years. So when you take screenshot on Galaxy S8 or any other Android phone, I think it's really similar. Look at that. We have this glance thing here on Samsung as well. Look at that. If I take this again, and let me just try that one more time. Look at that. Glance thing, very similar to the Samsung, and again, it does feel very much like Apple just completely took that from Samsung here. Again, this advanced screenshot thing is available on most of the Android phones, but this glance thing is very similar to Samsung. I mean, it's like, it almost feels like they're taken straight from Samsung's UI and put it to the iOS 11 here. So you can see we get very similar options such as cropping, and then we get this pen where you can draw it on the screenshot, similar to this. And Apple has a bit of an advanced thing here called as signature, where you can add your signature. So if you have put some signature by default, it's going to add that immediately. So again, this is something, I think it's available since Jelly Bean days. I'm not exactly sure, but this is quite an old feature that is finally available on iOS 11. Next up is the customization of quick toggles, quick actions. In iOS 11 world, it's called as Control Center. So now iOS 11 allows you to add a lot more settings here, a lot more quick toggles here. So you can see I just filled this with features. And this is something we've been doing on Android phones for quite some time. So we have these three dots here. You go into button order, and there we go. You can basically add or remove features from this area. So if you want more features, you can just fill them up, or you can just remove them to make it more cleaner. And it's something iOS just got it. So this also looks something that got inspired from Android. Nonetheless, I really like the customization in the Control Center. I really like the animations. I think it's there. They look really cool. But yeah, something available on Android since a lot of years. Another feature we have is related to notifications. So you can see we have a new option called as notification preview, which is basically when you get a message, you get a quick preview of, the contact you got the message from, the message itself. So iOS 11 allows you to control that. So if you want to see those notification previews, you can have it on always, or you don't want to see on your lock screen, then you can have it on when unlocked. Or you can just have it all together at never, and then it's never going to show you the notification. So if I go into my lock screen, you can see that it just says Instagram notification, doesn't show which one liked my picture. And this is very similar to Android. So as you can see, there's an option called as hide content. You do that, you don't get that information. You can see it's very similar, content hidden, but I still can see that this notification came from Twitter, then from Studio, Twitter, so YouTube. I can still see that, but I can't see the preview of the actual message. And again, this has been available on Android for quite some time. If I turn this off and have it on always, now you can see that both phones are showing the actual information of the notification on the lock screen. Next up is the new offload feature we have in the iOS 11. So basically iOS 11 allows you to delete the application while backing up the documents and data. So if I go into iMovie, you can see it says offload app, and this will delete the full size of application, but it'll keep the backup of my data. So if I offload this app, I have to reinstall it from their app store. And this is very similar to what we had on Android for years. So you go into your applications and Android allows you to clear up the useless files of your application. So you do that, you go into any application, you go into storage, you have the option to clear up the cache memory, or you can go ahead and go to manage storage to clear up more data. This is again inspired from Android. Clearly you can see that you can completely offload an application. iOS has a little bit different implementation of this same thing, but the idea is pretty much the same, is to get rid of that useless thing you have on your phone. So, and last but not the least, we have the new screen recording feature with the Game Center. As you can see, it says screen recording right under the Game Center option. This is very similar to what we have on the Samsung Game Launcher. So the Game Launcher allows us to quickly record gameplays as well as taking screenshots. So if I just quickly go here, you can see it says screen recording. As you can see, the record button. Also have the screenshot option as well as the screen touch lock. So a bit more features there, but you can see the screen record option was first here with Samsung. I think it got in Marshmallow. I'm not exactly sure, but when Samsung debuted the game launcher, it has this option to record the footage. Also having the separate screen recording button in the control center or quick setting area is something that was available on Android for quite some time, especially Sony phones. And as you can see, I have a Samsung phone here that does have a record screen button, so I can just press that and it starts the recording. Very much similar to the iPhone running the iOS 11. So, and I have this separate stop button for the Galaxy phone to stop the recording. And from that, you can go ahead and visit the photos or gallery of your phone, and the video will be saved there. So that's it, guys. These were some of the features that were inspired or copied or taken from Android, whatever you want to say, from Samsung particularly, because a lot of features are similar here with Samsung Galaxy S8 or as different Samsung phones. So let me know what's your favorite feature is on iOS 11. If you agree with this video, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, then why not click the subscribe button down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.